Well, good morning folks from our orchard area. Thought I'd do a little bit of an update since I've not had a little wander around here and shown you for a little while. Full on rainy season means it's been growing like crazy around here. We've got a durian fruit growing there, 100% organic. Hope to keep it that way as well. Well, it will do. If the pests take its toll, we'll start spraying with our own DIY stuff. Transplanted some of our red bananas yesterday. So I put three lots. I put two in together. I didn't get enough root on one of them, so I put two together. Hopefully one will make it. So we've got three of those in. We've got a jackfruit here. It's doing all right. Put a couple of papaya that have grown. There's two in here. Chances are one will be a male and have truffle fruit, so hopefully the other one will be all right. And a couple of our trusty moringa. Also, I've got to go around and put a couple of bamboo sticks in because I've put some turmeric in here and in here. We've grown that in the last few years. Got papayas everywhere. Good for the goats, good for us. These bananas are doing fantastically well. I took a couple of these out. You can see this one's been chopped down. It's just because they're so big. It's a huge variety. I don't know which one it is. But the fruits and the leaves were enough to feed the goats in one sitting. Half of the plant here was another sitting yesterday, and then I'll cut the remainder down today. But there's way too many on here. I just got so far behind. It's unbelievable. What is also unbelievable is our raised beds here. A lot of the eggplants have gone over. I don't mind. I'm just going to pick them and throw them around the lake, let them all spring up. But yeah, it's totally wild. We've had a papaya go half down over there. You can see loads still on there, so I need to support that. Might try some air layering. There's an okra that didn't bear any okras or lady's fingers, so that needs to come out. Got some moonflower over there that needs rescuing. There's some chilies in here that need rescuing, and of course Toon and I need rescuing. We're still full with the flu. Toon's still far worse than I am, but the goats need feeding, so we need to get up and at it. Toon's presently outside with Bebo. Let's see the flower there. Toon makes some nice no fish cakes with those, so we'll need to pick that, although it's not particularly big. We should have cut that off once we saw the last hand. Let's get round the other side. Yeah, once you have the last hand of bananas that are formed, you should really cut this off. Bloody bee just buzzed me round the ear hole. Got our sweet taro or tapioca growing there. Loads of galangal here. Presently looking for some red galangal to grow. Seen a few farmers growing it on some Thai farm channels that I follow, and it's less of a tuber, less of a root or rhizome, and it's more of a shoot that you harvest. So yeah, red galangal. We're going to get hold of some of that, and hopefully some black kachai, which is, what is it, finger root. Yeah, that's we've got the normal stuff which we use in cooking a lot, or Toon uses in cooking, but the other one is more sort of like a herbal remedy. So we try and have that sort of thing rather than synthetic drugs and that sort of stuff. So no, doing all right. Not flowering yet, but it won't be long. The red bananas, so I took 3 out of here. 2 of them had roots, so hopefully they'll take all right. And a pitiful amount of bananas, but if they're red, who cares, eh? Got some guava coming. And I've been interplanting papayas because really our lime trees, we tried to keep them fairly low, although they do need a good cut. So yeah, I've been putting them down here. Again, some of them I've been planting too close together, just in the fear that one will be a male, and luckily two females here, so I'll leave these, but I've got to cut a couple of males out further down there. Another guava here, nearly died, but it's come back all right. We've still got the odd gittin in here. We'll just let that grow and then cut it for emergency food for the goats. We've stuck a coconut in here, more papayas, and some moringa as well. Quite a few moringa. We've got four here, but this is down here. This is where I've got to really go to town today. Is here. This is all goat food, but it's also home, if I can find some, to the moringa. I put a few lines of moringa in here towards the end of the dry season. Here they are. So I can't really come in here with the strimmer. I need to go round and clear it by hand. So I've got my scythe and got my bamboo baskets, and I can see where one of the lines are, and yeah, I'll have this done in half an hour. Even with the flu, nothing can stop me. Right, I need to go and pop the camera back. Oh, I'll show you the difference between the male and the female papaya, for those of you that don't know. I know a lot of you are clever so-and-sos and do. It's quite a nice looking papaya tree. It's looking a bit rank, that one, so I'll get that off. Yeah, quite red stalks on the branches. So this is the male flower. It's quite pretty, but yeah, you very rarely get a fruit on there. Got another one here, but next to it is the lady one. So you can see they're almost like our moonflowers that we grow. So what I'll be doing is cutting this fellow out. I'm going to cut this guy out as well, and we've got another one in reserve there, so hopefully this one's a lady one, and we'll be in business. The soursop, or the custard apple, has gone over. There's a few bugs in here as well. I didn't get round to what's the word, prune them this year, so that you can see the foliage is really dense, even more so down there, and I just don't think we've had the necessary airflow in there. We need to get in there. Add loads of kachai. This is the finger root growing here. I had all aubergines and big chilies growing in here. It's an absolute nightmare with the big red ants. My lime leaf is dying. It's not just under the weather, because we've already had one die here. Well, it's just about dead. So I don't know what's been going on. It's been here for years. I know it's got quite a lot of shade from the big teak trees, the mysac, and a huge tamarind tree here. But yeah, just all of a sudden, all three looking sick. Bit gutted, as most of you know. Kaffir lime leaves are a massive part of Thai cooking, so we need to get on top of that quick smart. We'll probably have to buy another one or two and put them elsewhere on the land away from here. Obviously there's something that's not quite right here. Hey, check out me lemons. I call them lemons because they are real lemons, not limes. All Thai people call them everything lemons, don't they? This one's doing well. The giant lemons have finished. The butterfly pea, been having loads of these in me honey and lemons, trying to combat my flu. Probably needs a bit of a prune, that. There's another male papaya, so that's going to come out. I'll just chop it off and give it to the goats. They'll pretty much eat all of this. They don't really nibble on that. They'll eat the flowers sometimes, and then the rest will just go as rough mulch. Got quite a lot of climbing weed to pull off as well. I have been just starting to prune around here, but it's a big job. We've got paxian here, keeping the seed to make paxian dong, the fermented. In here looks absolutely minging. I cleaned out two of the crayfish tanks and poured all the gunk in there. There was lots of algae, so here's the two tanks. set up a framework all the way around both tanks, and we're going to net this, and then we can start putting the baby crayfish in here. Again, we said earlier in a previous video, we're cranking up our production. Had to carry out a couple of repairs on this tank. Had a bit of a leakage going on, but it seems to be holding well now. So the old doors and that came off, that was giving it shade, but no, we're going to do it all proper this time. And the giant snakehead are still in there. They're doomed for the, or destined for the pan when Mum and Chris get here. Can't remember what this is called, but this is like an edible leaf. They just have raw, it's very good. Good with meat, this is. Well, that'll stop the dragonflies laying their larvae eggs in there and eating the baby crayfish. Right, on to the next job. Had a delivery yesterday from good old Lazada. My red car or red galangal has arrived. I've already put a few in, a few more to go in this afternoon. A busy girl. Free crayfish food is growing nicely. 3 tanks, female crayfish buried up. Started growing some more apple snails as well, free food for the crayfish. So these are our freshwater farm crabs. These have been purged in here, changing the water twice a day for 3 days. Toon's going to do a salt crab with these. Basically just puts them in fish sauce and then puts them in the fridge. Uses them for the somtam. These have only just been caught this morning, so I normally catch about 5 or 6 and then leave them in a bowl together. Toon's just took the trolley elsewhere on the farm. She's busy cutting leucaena for the goats. So I've got a trusty machete and I'm going to make a head start on cutting the napier, which there's plenty of these days. Certainly during the rainy season, it's full on growth. There's plenty of other stuff growing in there as well, so it'll all get chopped down, and this lot's going to go through the shredder. So I think I'm going to choose here, mainly because it's semi-shade and it's very hot. Here we've made some progress, haven't we, eh? It's a little bit humid, so I just left it in piles and pick it all up and load the trolley up. Found my wife. How we doing, farmer's wife? Good fun farming with the flu, innit? Yeah. Right, then we'll get this loaded up. What we normally do is throw the tin over onto the table before we venture into the goat cube over there, which is the compound. It's just sort of like, we use it like ground bait, attract all the goats around it, and then it gives you a sporting chance to empty all the baskets of shredding into the feeders. Whoa! I come out all enthusiastic, think I'm going to do about 10 trips, and we do 2, maybe 1. That's farming though, love, innit?
Yeah. Stop it.
So those of you thinking about running a farm, not necessarily here in Thailand, but give it some serious thought. Maybe do a farm stay first before you venture into it. It's all very well and good having this idea of living the dream life, living off the land and working with nature, but cold harsh reality of it is it's a very different story. As brilliant as it is, some people think it's a little bit easier than it actually is. Look at that, what a good wife, eh?
Action.
Action wife. Whoa, sounds good.
Acting, I mean.
Acting. It's all an act, isn't it?